Like the path of Christian holiness, I believe that my telos is to be one with God and to be in relationship with Him for eternity in heaven. I believe that it is being in communion with God and to love Him completely. Our will, intellect, and passions are things that make us into who we are and form us along our path of Christian holiness. Our intellect shows that we are capable of rational thinking. Our passions are our non-rational side and our fears, desires, and instinctual responses. Our will is the ability to act on intellect and passions. It is our ability to choose what we want to do. Throughout my life, I have had so many people and things that have helped me to become a better person. My parents are my biggest influence in my life. I would not be the person I am today without them. Ever since I was born, my parents have done everything they can to teach me how to become a good person. They introduced me to God by sending me to a wonderful high school and middle school, where I learned about God and how to follow in His footsteps. They showed me that I can never give up, no matter what, and that I need to do everything I can to accomplish my goals. They have never given up on me, and they have been by my side through all the ups and downs in my life. I know they love me, and I cannot express how grateful I am to be blessed with such amazing parents. My parents make me want to be the best person I can be, and they help me stay away from the temptations in my life. These statues are called willow tree statues, and my parents give me one almost every year, and these are just a few from my big collection of them. But these statues are just so beautiful, and they always remind me of my parents because they always give them to me. And they remind me that I need to be the person that my parents taught me to be and treat others with the same respect that I want them to treat me. Another thing that has helped me from a young age grow into becoming a better person is volleyball. Throughout my life, I have played almost every sport there is, but once I started playing volleyball, I instantly fell in love with it. The reason volleyball helped me become a better person is because it distracts me from all the temptations I face in life, and it helps me to release all my stress into the game. It also taught me a very important lesson that no matter how many points you're down, you can always come back and win if you work hard enough. It helped me see that no matter how much you sin and no matter how far apart from God you have become, if you ask for forgiveness, God will always welcome you back with open arms. Volleyball also introduced me to so many amazing people. I became a family with so many of the girls on my team, and I have become amazing friends with some of them. They are such amazing people, and they also help me to become a better person by positively influencing me. They all make me so happy, and they truly help me become a better person. However, I also face major temptations in my life that distract me from my path towards fulfillment and love. One of those major temptations are that I'm very competitive. Being an athlete, I can get distracted from what really matters, and I can only focus on winning. I get competitive with my friends and family over the smallest things, and that sometimes damages my relationship with the people I love. Being competitive makes me selfish, and while there are always a time to be competitive, like in sports, there are also times when I shouldn't be so competitive and I shouldn't let it jeopardize my relationship with others. It can sometimes distract me from being my true self. Another major temptation that I face in my life are my electronics. My electronics are the biggest distraction that I face in my life. They distract me not only from my friends and family, but also from God. My electronics take control of me, and when I'm on them, I'm letting my life and important moments pass me by. I become oblivious to what is happening around me. I also become so focused on what is happening on my devices that I don't want to do anything else, and I become lazy. Electronics keep me from going to Mass or praying or spending time with my friends or family. I should be doing more important things than being on my electronics. They keep me from being a good person and doing things for others. They distract me from being my best self and instead make me self-centered. Even though there are many temptations that I face in my life, there are also things that help bring me back to my authentic self and help me get back into communion with God. The main thing that helps me is my best friend Haley. Haley has been my best friend since I was in 3rd grade, and she is still my best friend today. She makes me a better person, and she always seems to know what to say to make me feel better. She has been there for me through everything, and she has never let me down. Even though we fight sometimes, she always forgives me. She loves me for my flaws, and I know that she would do anything for me. Haley is practically my sister, and whenever she thinks something I'm doing is wrong, she isn't afraid to be honest with me and tell me what she thinks. Her honesty is what makes her such an amazing friend, and even though I may not want to hear what she has to say at the time, I know what she says is for the best and that it will all work out in the end. So this is a picture of our friendship necklace, and we used to wear it almost every day in middle school, and this is such a great reminder of Haley because it always reminds me of all the amazing things she's done for me and how she's always been there for me and how she encourages me to be my best self. And also the words on it I thought are just so beautiful when I bought it. And it said, "I'm glad in God's design your path crossed mine." And I love this because it reminds me of how lucky I am to have her in my life. Another thing that helps bring me back to God and resist temptation is this image of Mary and Eve. My 6th grade teacher showed me this in one of her lessons, and it immediately caught my eye. Not only is it a beautiful piece of art, but the symbolism is amazing. The symbolism of Mary crushing the serpent's head has always been my favorite part of the image. It shows how Mary went her whole life without sinning, and she resisted the devil's temptation. I keep an image hanging in my room, and every time I see it, I immediately am reminded that I need to be brave like Mary and resist sin. This image also helps me keep in mind my telos, and that I need to refrain from the temptations in life and ask forgiveness so that I may join God in heaven one day. This is shown in the image because the ark of fruit and the apple Eve is carrying symbolizes the Garden of Eden, and how because of Eve's sin we were banished from the garden until we come back into communion with God, and we will be welcomed back when we die. This picture also shows Mary pregnant with her baby, which reminds me of what Jesus gave up for us when he died on the cross. He died so that we may one day join him in heaven. This reminds me that I need to follow in Jesus' footsteps and try to stay in communion with God.